Cheating is one of the most hurtful type of betrayals anyone can ever go through in a relationship or as a couple. It puts everything you as a couple has worked so hard for together at risk, and worse, it damages all the trust that you have both built together. And what's a relationship without trust? Today, I want to talk about the real reason why people actually cheat. I know people will have their own superficial reasons as to why they were driven to cheat on their partners. And all these reasons seem valid. However, I want to uncover the real genuine reason this happens. I want to discuss the underlying reason as to why someone would cheat on their long-term partners. If you have someone cheating on all their partners, every single one they have ever been with, then clearly it stops being about the partners that are being cheated on, does it not? But then again, it really wasn't about the partners to begin with. Anyway, we will get there shortly. Patience. I want to talk about this topic because it certainly affects a lot of people, and I do believe that if we understand why certain things happen, we are placed in a better position to resolve and deal with such problems as they should, without causing harm to ourselves and others around us. We will be better placed to consciously react to similar situations in a much more calmer, less toxic, and more objective way. For most people that have been cheated on, you understand the feeling of betrayal. Being betrayed by someone you entirely put all your trust in, made yourself vulnerable, and then suddenly all that goes up in flames with one single act of betrayal. What happens in these situations usually? You start questioning the validity of every experience that you ever had with them. Was any of it real? Did you imagine it? Have they always been playing you from the start? Was it just a game to them? It's like having a carpet mercilessly put from underneath you and you fell flat on your face. In simple terms, it really sucks. It's a sucky, dreadful feeling. The worst is the overwhelming feelings of insecurity that take over you. Remember, this is the person you opened up to fully. Let yourself be yourself with. And that vulnerability is very delicate. Now you realized you have been betrayed, you've been played, and you have no idea what it is about you or what you didn't do right that might have pushed them and made them cheat. And then you think to yourself that perhaps you were just not good enough for them. You now begin to direct everything towards yourself, and you turn every feeling inward and make it all about you and your inadequacies. What I really need you to understand and realize, first of all, is this. People are and will always be in a relationship with themselves first before they are in a relationship with you or anybody else. So that how they act towards you is pretty much a close indication of how they treat or feel about themselves. The personal relationship they have with themselves is reflected on how they treat others around them. Here's an interesting thought. Do you know, for as long as you have been alive, you've never seen your own face? None of us ever have. Mirrors don't count simply because that is a reflection of your face that is not your true face or actual face. The reason why you do not see your own face is simply because you are meant to see yourself through the eyes of other people around you. You need other people around you to show you who you truly are. You see your true reflection through the eyes of others. Why is that like that then? You might ask. Well, because we are under the law of mirroring. So what better way to experience that than have everything around you mirror yourself right back at you? The whole earth reality situation is a big mirror. Be the change you want to see in the world is not just a random saying. It is the same exact law, just simplified. You see, when people react a certain way to you, it's almost accurate to assume that it has nothing to do with you, and try and not take the whole experience too personal or serious. Because even though it might seem like it was personal and directed right at you, 99.9% it absolutely has nothing to do with you whatsoever. People will behave in a way that will almost instantaneously show you just how much they really feel about themselves at the core. Only themselves and not you. Most people that cheat almost always are trying to fill a void within themselves. Same thing with having an addiction. You feel a sense of inadequacy of some sort that you feel the need to fill the void or compensate that space with something outside of yourself. And that's how you develop an addiction. It's like walking with a crutch, right? Because you were injured and rightly so, required assistance and support. So the crutch stands in as an aid to offer you the assistance that you sought until you get better. But then you realize you can't function without the crutch. And now you think your whole life depends on this crutch, which of course isn't true. You have just somehow managed to convince yourself that you do, that you desperately need that crutch. And keep in mind that whatever your nervous system or subconscious makes up, it will believe also, so long as there's enough evidence for your conscious mind to connect the dots, and then boom, it cannot help itself. I mean, there's proof right there, so it must be true. Correct? And then eventually that becomes your truth, and that becomes your reality. And now you have an addiction. You have developed a void that needs feeling. People have voids they have no idea they have. Since most of these things originate from childhood, from way back, most of these memories have been buried deep. It's hard to really pinpoint the root cause of the belief causing it. And since most beliefs are self-sustaining, your subconscious will continuously create similar situations or experiences for you. Think of it like watching a video clip on a loop. It just keeps going around and around. Unless you recognize the cause and change it by changing and replacing the belief that is causing that void, your life will be hell. You will look for anything outside of yourself in order to fill the void and make yourself feel good, even if it's just for a moment. So how must you respond when you discover that your partner has cheated on you or betrayed you? Let's dive right into the good stuff, shall we? The first instinct response, as previously discussed, is you automatically turn everything inward towards yourself and make it all about you. Remember what I said, that everyone has a relationship with themselves first before they have a relationship with others. What this means is, when we have any experience, we subconsciously want to make it all about ourselves. And this includes either positive or negative experiences, by the way. That's why when you discover you have been betrayed, cheated on, you think about how that has made you feel, how that makes you feel. Undoubtedly, you will have so many emotions going through you. And one of the noticeable and active emotion is most likely anger. This is a reaction caused by a boundary being crossed. You have been betrayed, and that's a major boundary. And that action sets off alarms all over your body. And that's why you're so mad and so angry. And other people might go into real shock because it's a lot to process for most. And depending on how many eggs they placed in that basket, it can be very bad. However, the driving force of all these emotions that are going through you right now at that moment is fear. You are afraid of being abandoned because obviously you think your partner prefers someone else to you. You are not good enough, and now everyone else around you will know you're not good enough either. In a simple way of putting it, you will open a can of childhood traumas and insecurities, they will all come out to play like, hi, we're here still. Remember how nobody wanted to play with you on the playground in primary school and how awful and miserable you felt? Well, we're back now because your partner doesn't want to play with you. So it kind of adds up now. Or remember how horrible you felt when your mom or dad abandoned you. Well, now your partner has abandoned you, and we're here to remind you how alone you really are in this big, big world. The point is all your childhood traumas that you experienced all resurface. That's why betrayal causes a lot of pain and grief. Betrayal is a lot to process because of all the things it digs and brings up. Imagine all that dirt that has been dug up, that you had kept buried all nicely and undisturbed for all those years, completely forgotten by your conscious mind. It is only expected that you will direct all your emotions towards the object responsible for causing all that pain, and in your opinion is responsible for disturbing your illusion of peace. You will blame your cheating partner for reminding you of what you want to forget. You will blame them for ruining your life, or better yet, ending your illusion. That is why you're mad. Not because they cheated, but what that means for you. If this has happened to you, I need you to stop and think. I need you to think really hard in that moment. A lot will be going through in your head, and it will be pretty loud in there. But trust me, this exercise is important. When you do catch yourself, think about what it is you potentially really believe is true about yourself, that you have let yourself have this particular experience. Why have you chosen this experience? Start reflecting about the type of person you are, and more importantly, what you genuinely believe is true about yourself. And try to be very honest with yourself. When you do discover the answer to this question, that's a problem half solved. Why? I'm glad you asked. Because all the time, all the unexplainable problems that you face in your life are caused by beliefs you have kept of yourself that no longer serves you or align to the version of you that you want to experience. Those beliefs will stick out like a sore thumb in your reality, trust me. They will cause some very uncomfortable experiences to manifest in your reality just because, well, they don't belong and they have to go. But unfortunately, most of these beliefs will not take it lying down. No chance. They will put up a fight. These long-term, long-standing beliefs could potentially be a major part of your individual identity, thereby making them complicated and stubborn to discover and replace. Be very aware. They will sometimes hide behind other beliefs so that you don't even realize they're even there. These beliefs are self-sustaining, as I mentioned, so they will do whatever they can to stay. Therefore, once you find the belief and replace it and observe that your reality is still not transforming, you will need to keep digging until you get to the root cause of that belief. Again, change and replace it with one that will create a reality you alone will test and approve is good and serves you and aligns you to the experiences that you alone prefer. It is true that some people always attract cheaters or people that always seem to make them feel or appear like perpetual victims. They seem always trapped. These are simply nudges or indications manifesting in your reality, alerting you that there are obstacles in your subconscious that requires your immediate attention. Every experience, good or bad, is an opportunity for you to discover who you are and grow, evolve into a version of yourself that is beyond such experiences. Instead of personalizing a bad experience like betrayal and interpreting that action as someone intentionally choosing to hurt you, realize this very important truth. Nothing other people do is because of you. They do it because of themselves. If you happen to be in their line of fire, what it simply means is you needed to be there because you also have your own lessons to draw from that very same experience. It is a co-creation between the two of you because the both of you needed to learn from the same experience. So learn from it. Every movie requires actors, and if your character fits, or more accurately, your vibration fits the role, well then you're it. You will keep playing the same role until you learn and change your beliefs that are manifesting those experiences in the first place. It's entirely your free will, what you choose to draw from your individual experiences. It is, after all, your personal privilege to decide. If you don't learn from it, that experience is bound to repeat. So learn from it. I hope that was enlightening for you all, and this will help put certain things into perspective. Don't forget to catch me in my next video where I shall be talking more on the same topic, but rather more in depth. Thanks again for watching, and as always, stay safe.